working for you. Fox 2 News at 6 starts now.
Hello and welcome to the HD show. We have to tell you about some really interesting news happening. A Detroit dispensary broken into very early this morning.
Now, the owner now offering a $10,000 reward if you can help catch the person who did this. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards joins us live from Detroit with the latest. What do we know so far, Lauren?
Dave, Hilary, good afternoon to the both of you. And I can tell you that right now all is calm here at the Jazz Cannabis Club. Behind me, it's right off of McNichols and Telegraph. But it was a much different scene earlier this morning when the owner arrived. Take a look at security video because it shocked him just as much as it's about to shock you. Owner George Brico tells us a group broke in around 6:30 Saturday morning, first kicking in the glass door, jimmying the lock, and then they walked right in. He says he got a notification as it was happening, and as soon as he arrived, he noticed the damage, all the glass, and that they'd taken at least $70,000 in inventory.
This is our third break-in that we've had since we've been open in less than a year. It's very frustrating when we're doing everything we can to feed our families, to work hard, put in 17 hours a day, for us to not even be able to sleep well knowing that there's a possibility of a break-in happening. Yeah. And with that being said, we have no peace at home.
Now the owner tells us that he is offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who has tips or information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. But we're going to continue to stay on this case and give you guys updates as we get them. Reporting live here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for that owner to go through this time and time again. Does he have any idea why he is specifically being targeted?
No, he says he doesn't know why specifically he's being targeted, but that it has been incredibly hard for him since he's been there. And like you just heard him, he's frustrated. It's hard doing this, but again, he is offering that reward, hoping to put an end to all of this.
All right, Lauren, thank you for that live report. We look for more information tonight at 10 o'clock.
I know at 6, Detroit police are searching for 3 suspects tied to a non-fatal shooting on the west side of Detroit. This happened at a Sunoco gas station on West 6 Mile on February 7th. Now, police tell us the 3 men got into some kind of fight with the victim, and that led up to the shooting. Photos are taken here from surveillance videos showing the alleged shooter. All 3 suspects took off in a red Jeep. If you have any information at all, make sure to reach out to Detroit police, or you can always call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. You'll always remain anonymous.
And in Sterling Heights, police are searching for a suspect after a man survives a hail of gunfire. His truck was riddled with bullets in the area of Sugar Maple Drive. This is just west of Ryan. Investigators say the man was hit in the shoulder but was able to drive to a nearby gas station and call for help. The victim is now listed in stable condition. Investigators are working to find out what led up to this shooting.
A teen has pleaded guilty, accused in a deadly crash in Grosse Pointe Farms. A 17-year-old is now charged with manslaughter with a motor vehicle with an adult designation. The crash happened in November of 2023. Police say the teen was driving over 100 miles per hour when he crashed into a tree, allegedly. Now, the crash killed his passenger, 18-year-old Flynn Mackerel. Sentencing will be in June.
We've now learned that 2 Detroit teens will be charged as adults 1 month after a man on a bicycle was allegedly ambushed and killed outside of a liquor store. 17-year-olds are facing first-degree murder and felony firearm charges. They're both accused of firing weapons at 34-year-old Jethro Kendrick III as he left exotic liquor on Woodward back in January. Video of the shooting was captured on green light cameras at the store. The teens were arrested a week ago.
Facts in this case are nothing short of egregious. Zamar King was a 9-year-old child who was treated like he was a piece of garbage.
The Detroit mom accused of murdering her own son and burying him in a backyard will stay behind bars until her next court date. Brandy Pierce pleaded not guilty to 5 charges on Friday. Now, this is the first time back in Detroit since police say the remains of her 9-year-old son Zamar were found in a shallow grave outside a home on Woodingham. And we need to warn you, the descriptions you're about to hear from court are very disturbing.
I believe that the evidence will show that the defendant smothered and suffocated Zamar, and that the defendant heard his last gasping breath and decided to walk away. That when the defendant came back to Zamar, he was blue. And instead of helping him, she decided to bind his arms and legs, put him in a wagon, and take him out to the hole that she had in her backyard and bury him.
And the judge called the suspect a danger to the community and a flight risk because she ran away to multiple states after the alleged crime back in October.
A man from Detroit is behind bars a year after a school employee was robbed. Blair Young was arraigned on 6 felony charges, including armed robbery. The alleged crime happened in February of last year at Hamtramck's Early Childhood Education Center. Young allegedly stole valuables and keys from a staff member before coming back and then stealing the victim's car. Young was given a $200,000 cash bond. He's currently being held in Macomb County Jail on unrelated charges.
And also new at 6, an 18-year-old East Point teen is facing charges for allegedly making threats against Michigan State University. Police tell us Hope Duncan allegedly posted a threat to cause harm to the campus or students anonymously online. Now, those threats were discovered on Wednesday. Duncan is charged with 1 count of false report or threat of terrorism and 1 count of using a computer to commit a crime. She was given a $20,000 cash bond.
We have an update after a dog escaped in a house fire in which 2 other pets died. We first introduced you to Wolf, a Labradoodle mix, 2 weeks ago after he was rescued by East Point Animal Control.
Well, since then, Wolf has been adopted, and Fox 2's Scott Wolchek introduces us to his new loving family.
All of a sudden, he seen us and came over, laid on my feet, and, just loved us.
Love at first sight. Wolf the Labradoodle mix with his new family, Richie and Leanne Duff.
He has the run of the house. He sleeps in a king-size bed now. He loves to play fetch. He's really just adapted to us and our lifestyle. He's met a ton of new friends. He's doing fantastic.
A happy ending to a tough situation. Wolf escaped from a fire in East Point on 9 Mile in Tuscany 2 weeks ago. However, his 2 litter mates, Ice and Achilles, didn't make it.
Can't imagine going through that. I don't know, amazing that he made it out.
I first told you Wolf's story shortly after the fire when Officer Sanchez with East Point Animal Control and the community rescued him.
Everything with his litter mates, his family members passing away, it's harsh, but when you get to see the outcome and get to see that he ends up where a great family, he's going to be doted on, spoiled, and loved on unconditionally the way it should be, it makes everything worth it.
Hoping a family like the Duffs could give this pup a better life, Wolf's previous owners surrendered him. Rejoiceful Animal Rescue in Clinton Township stepped up and took him in.
They didn't have a place to live themselves, so the best thing that they could do was to owner surrender Wolf to give him a better future than what they could give him right now.
Wonderful. I'm sure they'd probably be happy seeing Wolf.
Absolutely. The family has commented a few times, being gracious and thankful for everything.
We have a large family that has lots of dogs for him to play with. Yeah, he's going to go meet all those guys.
What's next for Wolf? Well, he's going to be enjoying his new favorite treats, peanut butter biscuits, sleeping in that king-size bed, and he can't wait to meet all those cute little doggy cousins. For now, reporting in Clinton Township, Scott Wolchek, Fox 2 News.
Now to a developing story out of New Jersey. A FedEx cargo plane was forced to make an emergency landing at Newark Liberty Airport after one of its engines burst into flames.
Yeah, the fire started after the plane collided with a bird. Video shows the plane on fire, landing shortly just after it took off. There were 3 people on board the plane. Thankfully, no one was hurt. This follows a string of plane-related disasters in recent months, but we're told bird strikes are common for aircrafts. For 2 weeks now, Pope Francis has been battling pneumonia, and the Vatican says the Pope is in good spirits after suffering another respiratory crisis on Friday.
Yeah, the Pope's doctors are saying everyone should be cautious, though, because his outcome remains in question. Fox's Jeff Paul has more from Rome.
Vatican officials say Pope Francis is in stable condition after he had a restful night. This latest update comes after an alarming setback Friday, where the Pope suffered from an isolated respiratory crisis, which then led to him inhaling vomit. Now he's alternating between a breathing mask and high-flow oxygen therapy.
We want to pray for Pope because we know Pope now is sick. So only the prayer we hope Pope is healed. So all over the world we need Pope.
On Saturday, hundreds of employees from Rome's Gemelli Hospital prayed for the Pope's recovery at a mass in St. Peter's Basilica.
This is also why we have never lost hope that the pontiff will be able to overcome this difficult moment and resume fully and with all the necessary energy his high apostolic ministry.
Pope Francis was originally supposed to speak to the Jubilee audience Saturday, but it was canceled after his health declined. Still, healthcare workers joined in unity, renewing statements of hope.
The atmosphere at the hospital is the one of tension, but mostly of prayer. There is a situation of waiting, but also of hope.
Now, experts are weighing in on resignation rumors.
I'm sure he would consider the possibility, but I don't consider it likely at the moment.
A change of power is only initiated when a pope dies or if he resigns. During the period of electing a new pope, a chamberlain will run the administration of the governing body of the Roman Catholic Church. Pope Francis previously confirmed he wrote a letter of resignation to be invoked if he ever became medically unfit to lead. In Rome, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
All right, turning to weather now. It's been cold and sunny, and it was windy and warm, and we just can't get them all together. It's nice.
I know. The wind is really the hardest thing to endure. Let's check in with Weather Authority and meteorologist Stephanie Mead about how things might change.
Yeah,
hey, Steph.
It really is the wind because, I mean, temperatures are in the upper 20s right now. When you factor in that gusty wind that we've been seeing today, it's making it feel like it's in the single digits, lower teens for a lot of spots. Today, though, we officially welcome in meteorological spring, and that just kind of helps us with data just in terms of the number side of things for weather. Otherwise, normal highs for the month of March around 45.9 degrees, the normal low at around 28.6. We still average some snowfall for the month of March at about 6.2 inches of snow. So we're not quite finished up yet with the winter-like weather, and it has certainly felt like it here across the state pretty much all day. 20 right now in Pontiac, temps at about 23 up near Mount Clemens, low 20s as well up near Lapeer. Wind conditions too, they're still gusty, upwards of around 25 miles per hour, so it's making it feel like the single digits for some. I think a lot of us, though, feeling like the lower teens. So just a brutal day just in terms of temperatures and our wind chill factors. But at least we managed to squeeze out some sunshine. This picture looking out towards Belle Isle looks a little cloudy, but we are seeing some sunshine as well before the day is done. Lake effect snow bands, northern parts of the state, southwestern parts of the state too. We are steering clear of any precip, which is great. Lows tonight, I think bottoming out at 15 degrees. We'll see that slowly happen as we approach midnight tonight, and then beyond that, our feel-like temperatures as well are going to return to the single digits. So not a comfortable start to our Sunday morning. Although we do see a really nice rebound. Daytime highs will be in the mid-30s. Not as cold tomorrow. By Monday, we should be in the middle 40s, upper 40s. So on Tuesday with that, though, we do see rain chances, unfortunately. That arrives early on. We'll see a brief break and then additional widespread showers Tuesday and then pretty much through Wednesday as well. And there could be some pockets of some heavier rain with this. Then should transition over potentially into a light mix, maybe just some plain old snow showers before the week is done next week. Otherwise, temps are going to cool as well, mid-50s by Wednesday. And then we should return to the upper 30s, lower 40s by the end of next week. Don't forget, you can always get the latest forecast by checking the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or head over to Google Play. Dave.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much. Well, we have a construction project to tell you in part of Metro Detroit this weekend. MDOT will do some heavy-duty repairs on M14, taking the eastbound lanes where it transitions to I-96 down to just 2. Westbound will go down to 1 lane from Newburgh to Beck Roads, and there will also be a number of ramp closures there. The ramps will reopen Monday, but lane closures will remain at least for another week. And if you were wondering why 696 is still open today, the MDOT said weather for this weekend is to blame for some of the reasons why they're delaying that construction project till Monday. So you will see it, and it'll be closed for 2 years. Remember, we have plenty of information on fox2detroit.com for all the detours. And things like that.
Yeah. It can be really difficult, and some people have made their own detours, although the suggestion from MDOT is always to take theirs. And we'll obviously keep you up to date as those things change. Sometimes that can happen with weather delays.
Sure.
Hopefully they'll be able to stay on track, though. Exactly. We're all taking 696 and dealing with it, right? Thanks so much for being with us. We'll be back here tonight.
After sports.
See you then.
Bye-bye.